Revelio.
I suppose some...
Just have to wait for the right moment. This should be interesting. One moment. Watch this.
Ugh! What is this? Someone threw a dung bomb. Let's get out of here.
That wasn't quite the reaction I wanted. Oh well.
Right. What did you hope would happen?
I suppose I hoped it would lighten the mood. Ravenclaws can be a bit on edge the first day of class. I'm Everett, by the way. You seem downright calm next to some of these characters, and you survived a rather harrowing trip here.
I'm glad to be here. Ready for classes to start.
Good. Glad to hear it. Truly, there's no reason to be nervous. Most professors are firm but fair. I mean, not all of the tricks I play are as simple as a tossed dung bomb, and I'm still here.
Wait, did you say most professors are fun but fair?
Ha! I did. But probably best I let you judge for yourself. I do tend to push their limits. I should wander off before someone traces that dung bomb back to me. Nice meeting you.
You too, Everett.
Must be.
All right. Deep breath. Why, hello. Would you like to take a look? Can't see too much in the day. Well, except for stars like Sirius, Canopus, Vega, and Arcturus. I'm Amit. Pleasure to have you in Ravenclaw. Never met someone who's been so close to a dragon before.
Can't say I'd recommend it, frankly. It's nice to meet you, Amit. I take it you like astronomy?
Oh, yes. So much to be learned from the stars. Also, there's something about the open air and night sky above the tower. It's invigorating. You will adore astronomy. Professor Shaw is incredibly knowledgeable.
I hope astronomy's on my schedule. Sounds interesting.
I have good news for you. You are most definitely taking astronomy. It is required for all fifth years. You will be enthralled with the tower. Plus, a quality telescope can show you things you never dreamed of.
I suppose I'll see you in class then.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of class, better get to my first one of the year. Nothing like the smell of fresh parchment, is there? Be seeing you!
Revelio.
I'm not sure this is the right spot. I want him to be in the perfect place. A place he'll be happy with. But I can't seem to find it. Great golden gobstones! I want him to thrive here.
Golden gobstones?
My own little expression. I bought this Dittany seedling from home and I so want him to feel cozy. Dittany is amazing, isn't it? So much healing power in such a little plant. I've a bit of a thing for plants, as you can see. Pleased to meet you. I'm Samantha.
Nice to meet you, Samantha. Is Dittany used in Wiggenweld potion?
It is. Looks like someone's been studying up on their potion making.
Actually, Professor Fig told me about the Wiggenweld potion.
Of course. I heard you were studying with him before term. He's an enigma, Fig. Teaches about theory, yet seems to know a lot about practical magic.
Professor Fig does know a great deal about, different forms of magic.
Well, I hope he told you about more than Wiggenweld. You've lots to catch up on, I'm sure.
Is it common practice for students to grow their own ingredients?
Oh, yes. In fact, our herbology teacher, Professor Garlick, encourages it. And I don't think Professor Sharp, our potions master, cares where you get your ingredients as long as your brews are all perfect.
An affinity for herbology is more typical of a Hufflepuff than a Ravenclaw, isn't it?
Ordinarily, perhaps, but it runs in my family. We've a full plot of these little fellows back home. I suppose you could say herbology is in my roots.
It was nice to meet you, Samantha. Good luck with your Dittany.
Thank you. And good luck to you too on your first day.
Hey there, new Ravenclaw. Professor Weasley is looking for you just outside. You'd best not keep her waiting.
Revelio.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Why don't you cast Revelio on this
Revelio.
and see what details the field guide can provide? Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Revelio.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend. Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Revelio.
Suppose it's better than stink sap, but not by much.
Revelio. Revelio.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Levioso.
Now, the basic cast. Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy.
Protego. Stupid Protego. Levioso.
Those things.
This can't be your first duel. Let's just say
I do enjoy a lively duel.
Stupid.
If only all of our students were this adept.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Revelio.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
Revelio.
You drilled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Revelio.
My aunt has some potions recipes she swears are from Zygmunt Budge himself. What? She wouldn't make it up. She says they're ones he didn't put in the Book of Potions. Likely powerful spells for the complexion. What? Why are you looking at my chin like that? Stop it!
Revelio.
Professor Howard was carrying some pearl dust the other day. Obviously, I asked her if it was for a love potion. Her face just contorted. You'd think I just beat her at gobstones.
I had an awful time in potions the other day. Someone had scribbled all over the pages of my book of potions. The margins were as black as soot. And it's a copy from the library. Scribblers going to have to
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
Professor
Revelio.
We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson. But Professor Hecat actually makes it seem manageable.
If I had to pick a favorite professor, I'd choose Garlic. Underneath that chipper persona lies a brilliant herbological mind.
I'm going to have my own telescope one day. I've already decided that Jupiter's my favorite planet. Although I suppose Saturn's got the rings going for it.
How can one not fancy Professor Garlic? She's brilliant with plants and her energy is captivating.
Sharp was in a mood the other day. Not a single student got their sleeping draft right, and he vanished the contents of every cauldron in the room with one cast.
It's so much better when it gets dark earlier. I'd spend all night in that astronomy tower if they'd let me. How can you not be absolutely fascinated with the stars? I should let Shah adopt me.
When I fell off my broom and broke 6 bones, they said they'd never seen Skelegro work so fast.
Anyone in the wizarding world could outdo the best a muggle has to offer any day.
Our neighbor at home knows someone who's related to the inventor of Skelegro. It's true. Limfrid of Stinchcombe his name was.
Well, I had a friend who once went to a muggle doctor. It's the truth. She'd fallen over in Piccadilly Circus visiting a relative.
All of my relatives work at the ministry. Every one of them. I suppose I'll probably be a higher up there one day. Let's just stay in with me.
I don't think it's anything special if your family works at the ministry. Makes them a boring lot if you ask me.
Wish someone would send me a love letter. Doubt that.
Potato!
Owls fascinate me. They have a lot of responsibility in the wizarding world. Imagine all the walking we'd have to do if we didn't have owls to deliver our post.
My mother was shocked
Let me
the
know, sir.
time I sent her an owl from Hogwarts. She'd never seen anything like it. She's a muggle, so of course that makes sense. What? Don't make that face.
My mother sent me a howler after I got a paw on my transfiguration owl. Without a doubt, one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
I've heard that Isaac Cooper receives several owls a week from secret admirers. I suppose he is rather dashing.
I don't send many owls to myself, but it is nice to get them. What? Don't look at me like that.
How do owls know where to deliver their letters? I'm trying to grow some asphodel in the greenhouses. Such a beautiful flower. I almost hate drying out the roots for potions.
If those bouncing bulbs get big, they can be quite strong. I'd keep an eye you don't get one that's too mature, or you'll be having to cast the fire-making spell, and I'm sure that won't go over well if Garlic tells Black.
You shouldn't get so upset in herbology. The rate you're going, you'll need a calming draft.
If someone wouldn't mind letting me know when the class bout fertilizer's coming up, I'd be very grateful. That's one I shall definitely feign a bit of dragonpox for.
I don't mind herbology myself. I'll take a mandrake any day over an annoying little puffskein.
Something so peaceful about tending to magical plants. Venomous Tentacular being a notable exception.
Well, I don't find herbology the least bit amusing. I've been smacked in the face twice now by a bouncing bulb, and Garlic didn't do a thing. Don't laugh.
I could wander the greenhouses for hours. Just need to avoid the Venomous Tentacular and the Devil's Snare.
Wish I could have studied here when Philida Spore was headmistress. Greatest herbologist of all time. I've read 1,000 magical herbs and fungi at least 1,000 times.
Have you ever been to the kitchens? I hear it's run by house elves.
I adore spending sunny afternoons in the Viaduct courtyard. Wonderful place to practice Accio on other students' books.
The portraits in the castle don't always have something interesting to say, but many of them do chatter on nonetheless.
Have you ever seen a professor outside the castle? I find it jarring to see someone like Professor Weasley at the Three Broomsticks.
Have you been in any other common rooms? I'd love to know what it's like to be in another house, just for a day.
Wish I could see what Hogwarts looks like to muggles. Bet it's terrifying.
I'll be weeks from Spintwitches with such interesting notions about how to improve brooms. Knows his stuff, he does that one.
Life seems rather dull in the hamlets around here. I'd much rather live in a big city like London.
I hear Feldcroft's been getting attacked by Ranrock's loyalists. You'll not find me there anytime soon.
I'd like to shop in the hamlets. I'm too afraid to venture out alone with all that's going on.
I could just have a butterbeer from the Three Broomsticks right now, and a chat with Sirona. Both are excellent tonics.
Thomas Brown knows more about books than anyone. Well, perhaps not Madame Scribner, but anyone else, I'd say. I need someone to lend me some potions ingredients. Don't give me that look. I told you before I was only musing about a love potion. As if I'd actually brew one. I wouldn't have the faintest idea what to put in one. Let alone finding powdered moonstone or ashwinder eggs.
I don't know why Sharp's always referring to standard ingredients. Nothing is standard. Who's walking around with mistletoe berries?
My aunt has some potions recipes she swears are from Zygmunt Budge himself. What? She wouldn't make it up. She says they're ones he didn't put in the Book of Potions. Likely powerful spells for the complexion. What? Why are you looking at my chin like that? Stop it!
I'm just saying, you'd think she was the pioneer of the Wizarding School's Potions Championship the way she carries herself. And she's a first year. No need to look at me like that. And I know what you're about to say, so you can hold your tongue. I do not talk about her all the time. You haven't seen her about, have you?
I had an awful time in potions the other day. Someone had scribbled all over the pages of my Book of Potions. The margins were as black as soot. And it was a copy from library. Scribbler's going to have me for that.
Can't somebody let me copy their potions homework? I'm at least moderately good at charms, and I promise I'll let you copy mine. I think I'll go for a quick sprint on my broom after class tonight. I find it helps stimulate my mind, especially if we've had a class with Professor Binns.
Wouldn't it be romantic to fly amongst the stars? Even Professor Shah might think so. Or not.
Nothing beats a leisurely evening flight.
If you lean forward on your broom just right, you can get an incredible burst of speed.
Why do we even have flying if Professor Black cancelled Quidditch?
Oh, I wish I could spend all day in flying. Should have been born a hippogriff.
I was going to try out for the Quidditch team this year.
Albie Weeks has been experimenting with new broom models for a while now.
Do you think I have a big forehead? You can be honest.
Accidentally levitated Professor Roman's family once. He was fine about it. Actually complimented me on my wand work.
I accidentally dropped a flobberworm down my robes in potions once. You'd think I'd been hit with Tarantallegra the way I was prancing. Mortifying it was.
Did you see Claire's hair today? She tried a color-changing charm on it, and it's essentially the color of dragon dung.
I tried to send a note to someone I like. If only I hadn't done it in potions.
Someone passed me a note in class with a heart on it. I went bright red.
Since when should it matter what anyone looks like? Surely it's about cleverness or wealth?
My family has a lot of Muggle traditions, from my mother's side. I don't mind most of them, but cooking without magic can get exhausting.
I miss playing gobstones on the kitchen floor with my cousins. Not the same here in the courtyard.
All of my siblings have gone on to work for the ministry, but I'm not sure I want to do that. Unless it's an aura. Oh, I'd like to be an aura.
I'm glad I don't have to stay in the castle for the holidays. I find the moving staircases unnerving when no one's around.
My family has been sorted into Ravenclaw for generations. Bit of a bookish lot, one might say. You shouldn't get so upset in herbology. The rate you're going, you'll need a calming draft.
I've never had difficulties with bouncing bulbs. Simple knockback jinx on hand's all you need.
I'm trying to grow some asphodel in the greenhouses. Such a beautiful flower. I almost hate drying out the roots for potions.
Here! Behind you! There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall. Splendid! Very good! Excellent control there. Very good! Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
That's it!
Here we go! Quite impressive. Be sharp. That is how it's done.
Accio.
Splendid! Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this. There we go. Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Accio.
Don't lose your composure.
Here we go. Do not think I will start going easy on you.
Accio.
Oh, that was an execution. Watch this. Phew.
Excellent control there. Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
I guess she knows the way.
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Ouagadougou a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Wizarding magic cast without a wand is just as powerful. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive, not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well,
after my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
Revelio.
A word, if you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Hello. How was your first day coming along?
Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 17...
And by the end of it, The Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling lies.
I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Ooh, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a Boot or the Minister a Flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't give Peeves a smack. She says it's a Boot and he says it's a Flack.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boot and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
Arthur Six tried conjuring a pillow the other day. Ended up with a hedgehog. Not terribly comfortable to sleep on, I'd imagine.
I did 26 hours of homework last week.
Let me guess. Catching up on history of magic?
How did you know?
By the disappointed look on Binns' face every time he sees you, I think you're breaking his heart.
That's far too much responsibility for one person to bear. Besides, I'm sure you're warming his heart. When you stood up and answered his question on the werewolf code of conduct, I swear he shed a tear.
I don't mind Binns if I'm honest. People moan about him, but he doesn't mean anyone any harm. Not like Howin.
Howin doesn't mean anyone any harm. What are you talking about?
She certainly means me harm. It's a wonder she hasn't put a basilisk under my desk.
Do you think she's still annoyed that you answered her back that day, over the puffskein food?
She's never been the same since.
I was a bit surprised. Answering garlic back could be one thing, but Howin, you're lucky you made it out alive. You'll simply have to be more polite to teachers in future.
Yes, lesson officially learned. Oh, meant to ask, can I copy your herbology notes about privet?
There was literally one thing she said about it. How could you not note it down?
I was working on history of magic.
In herbology. Fine, but be forewarned, I mainly drew a picture of a bush.
Human transfiguration is dangerous. Charlotte Morrison had to go to the hospital wing last year. Got stuck with fox ears. Improvement, I thought.
I love switching spells. Swapped my brother's treacle tart for a fish pie once. He still won't eat around me.
I wonder what animal I'd be if I was an animagus. Wouldn't mind being a cat. Or an orumpent.
I'd hate transfiguration if it wasn't for Weasley. She definitely takes the fear out of it, and that's saying something. Some think Professor Shah is hard to read, but I find her as easy to read as a star chart. She has no patience for time wasting.
It was perfect for stargazing the other night. Not a cloud in the sky. I've never seen the heavens so clear. Do you think that's a bad omen?
It's awful if you're sat near someone and they're trying to pass notes about. Half the time I get the blame, and Hecate has no tolerance for that, I can tell you.
Ronan certainly employs creative teaching methods. While I don't always enjoy his games, I can admire the enthusiasm.
Can't decide if I like Professor Weasley or Professor Hecate more. Hecate. No, Weasley. Ugh, they're both brilliant. At least you didn't do what that first year did. Spent hours collecting Dittany only to find it was old weeds.
Sometimes you can find some quite interesting things in the library.
I certainly make sure I stay abreast of my homework. Teachers don't like it if you fall behind, especially Weasley.
I just wish they'd hurry up and assign the essay on werewolves. When are we getting to that?
I still can't believe that girl wrote her essay on shrinking solutions and thought it would be clever to shrink it before handing it in.
As a Muggleborn, I used to feel I had a lot of work to do if I wanted to catch up to the other students. Now I realise that no particular group of wizards has the monopoly on skill.
Professor Sharp terrifies me. He glanced sideways at me last week and I almost dropped an entire flobberworm into my cauldron.
I heard that Professor Binns died one night and showed up to class the next morning as if nothing had happened. I don't think he even knows he's a ghost.
I don't know about demiguises, but Howin had me on hot bricks the other day, telling us about her colleague who befriended a griffin. I put my hand up and said we had a griffin come by our street once and tried to get our rabbit. My sister had to run out after it, throwing stones till it flew off.
I thought Howard would be impressed, but oh, the glare. She said you never meddle with dangerous beasts. If you ask me, she's the dangerous beast.
Yes, Professor Binns does drone on a bit. But have you ever got him really talking about goblin rebellions? Knows everything. Still boring, but impressive.
Some think Professor Shah is hard to read, but I find her as easy to read as a star chart. She has no patience for time wasting.
Do you think if we asked Shah, she'd let us go up earlier to the astronomy tower? I bet she would. She lives for it.
It's awful if you're sat near someone and they're trying to pass notes about. Half the time I get the blame, and Hecate has no tolerance for that, I can tell you.
It was perfect for stargazing the other night. Not a cloud in the sky. I've never seen the heavens so clear.
The only place I know to concentrate is in the library. It's also somewhat exciting waiting for the inevitable breach of silence.
I suppose in all fairness, one should be prepared for anything.
It's impossible to do all of the homework they give you. I think they do it on purpose.
I asked Ronan what he'd recommend for a billywig skill, and he laughed and said, try not to be seen. I don't find that funny at all.
Amit Takar is already studying for owls. No wonder he doesn't have any friends.
Desperately need to improve my charms marks this year. Perhaps I can find a housemate to levitate. Oh, my mother makes the most delicious Alahotzi fudge every Christmas. Can barely fit into my school robes when it's time to come back.
It's tradition in my family to play a game of Quidditch on the moors during the holidays.
My brother just started at Hogwarts as a Gryffindor. Thought for certain he'd be Slytherin, cunning as he is.
I adore playing wizard chess with my siblings. A bit violent, but Father says it's a good way to get out our frustrations.
My entire family's been sorted into Hufflepuff. Except for me, that is. Makes sense. Not one for hard work, if I'm honest. Never seen Devil Snare in the wild. It would be terrifying to encounter, I think. I'm happy to read about it, mind.
I wish Professor Garlick would teach us more about flesh-eating trees. There seems so little about them. Perhaps one day someone will write a book on them.
My older brother used to terrorize me with a fanged geranium.
Almost fainted trying to harvest a pufferpod the other day. Those spores certainly make you dizzy.
As a motherborn, I never expected to come face to face with a man eating cabbage.
I did tell you not to put too much dragon manure on your Screech Snap seedlings.
How are there so many lectures in herbology?
Quite a few hamlets outside of Hogsmeade. I'm going to try and visit them all this year.
I'd like to do some window shopping in Hogsmeade this weekend. Don't have the galleons to actually buy anything.
Serona at the Three Broomsticks always gives such good advice. Don't know how she remembers who we all are either.
Sometimes I wish I needed a new wand, just so I'd have an excuse to visit Ollivanders again. I could open wand boxes all day.
I enjoy my weekly visits to Dogweed and Deathcap. I find I'm more comfortable around plants than people, to be honest.
Beatrice Green from Dogweed and Deathcap is an odd woman. Caught her talking to her plants the other day, having a full conversation she was. It's quite interesting, actually. At first, I thought Professor Garlick might be too young to be a professor, but she's more than capable. Knows her gillyweed from her gurdyweed, that one.
I'm convinced that behind her rather stodgy exterior, Professor Weasley's had some rather marvelous adventures.
And have you seen how these professors look at your clothes? Black looks at me like I'm a pauper. I swear the man thinks I have fleas.
Professor Anai has fascinating stories about growing up in Uganda. Wish she'd teach us how to do wandless magic like they do at Wagadu.
Oh, did you hear about the new spell we're learning in charms? I can't wait. You know it's gonna be a laugh with Ronan. We stayed up almost the entire night the other week talking about schoolwork.
Emily promised to help me style my hair. Give her a ribbon and a wand and she can do anything.
It doesn't seem right to me. Always encouraging me to keep plenty of Wiggenweld potion in my trunk.
Some of us are tidier than others though, aren't we? You don't have to look far to know who the disgrace is in our dormitory.
Slytherins are lucky they get to sleep next to the lake. Water is so soothing.
All I can say is, it's lucky the boys have their own dormitories. The mess they make.
We'd have more fun in our dormitory if the prefects would conveniently go on holiday.
Quite a few hamlets outside of Hogsmeade. I'm going to try and visit them all this year.
I'd like to do some window shopping in Hogsmeade this weekend. Don't have the galleons to actually buy anything.
Serona at the Three Broomsticks always gives such good advice.
Revelio. Revelio.
If someone gets struck by a cursed broom, we do hope it's you. Might as well be surrounded by Jarvies.
Revelio.
In trouble, are we? Been up to no good? Thought as much.
Accio. Revelio.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me, isn't there?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Revelio. Revelio.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that, the mending charm Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor. Accio! Got it. A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Revelio.
Accio. Brilliant.
I trust the preliminary tasks weren't too much trouble.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic. That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.